Hi, this is Betty Traciak from kittystamp.blogspot.com, and today I have a melted crayon blending technique. I really like how bold the colors are in this technique, and it's really quite simple to do. Supplies for this project are a stamp set and ink pad, crayons, a paper towel, and a napkin. For the napkin, this is going to be used for blending, so you need to have something that is smooth. If you notice the center of this has a very smooth area. This paper towel is a little bit too rough to be able to get a nice blending. The center of this will be just perfect for that. It has some bumpy edges around it, but we're going to be using the center for the blending. If you don't have that, you can also use just a facial tissue. Also, you'll need some white cardstock. I'm using Stampin' Up! Basic White Thick cardstock. You'll also need an iron and a heat-resistant surface. I've stamped the image on the thick cardstock, and I'm going to put down my wool heating pad. I'm going to sandwich that in between folded paper towel. If you have a thinner cardstock, you may find that you get a fair amount of wax bleeding through, and I want to protect my mat. Next, I'm just going to heat the cardstock right through the paper towel, and I'm going to take the lightest color and begin coloring the area. You'll notice that as you're coloring, if it's warmed up, you're going to get a nice smooth surface. As it cools down, the crayon will start to drag. You can just get the feel of it. So here I'm still coloring, but it started to get cooled off, so I stopped and used the iron to heat up the cardstock. Then I'm going to go back in and finish filling in with the yellow. So now I'm going to take the napkin and I'm going to fold that so that I have the smooth center over my fingertip. I'm going to use that for my blending area. And while I'm doing this, the crayon will have cooled off, so I need to take the iron and heat that up again. And once that is heated, then go back in and blend the yellow color together. Once I have that blended, I'm just going to fold back the paper towel and heat it up again, and I'm going to go to the next darkest color. I'm going to use an orange and color along the right side. When I'm doing this, I want to keep the center lighter, so I'm not going to go all the way in. This layer starts to be a little bit easier to lay down the colors. Once you have one layer on top, the blending is going to become easier. Then you just go back and forth between heating the cardstock and adding darker and darker layers of color. I'm now going to continue to put the orange on the left-hand side and blend that in. This is going to end up getting mostly covered up, but it just gives a nice shading effect. My next color is a darker brick red, and I'm going to put that just along the left side of the apple and blend that in. The darker colors will look pretty stark, and you may think that that's not going to blend. You'll see that the first couple of times that I go over it, it doesn't blend a whole lot, but as you just keep working it, the colors will begin to blend. Here I'm adding just a little bit of the same dark red along the edge because I want that outer edge to blend just a little bit more. Now I'm going to add the very darkest color. This is a maroon, and the darker colors just seem to blend everything all together. Next, I'm going to move on to the leaves. And again, with the leaves, I'm going to start with the lightest color, start with yellow, then go to a medium green, and then finishing off with a darker green for blending. I hope you enjoy experimenting with this fun technique. Here are my two finished projects. The one on the left is a 3D framed project, and on the right is a card. I have a tutorial for the 3D frame on my blog, and it's also on Splitcoaststampers. You search for mitered frame tutorial.